This may sound like a joke to you, but it's not. Once you understand the principles relied on in this video, you can be, do, and have anything you want. And that is my promise to you.
Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have it all, while others struggle to get by? Why some people are happy, healthy, and successful, while others are unhappy, sick, and broke? Is it just luck, or is there something more behind it? What if I told you that there is a hidden wisdom that can unlock the mysteries of life and help you achieve your highest potential? A wisdom that has been passed down through the ages by secret societies and occult masters, but is now available to anyone who seeks it. A wisdom that can transform your mind, body, and spirit and align you with the natural laws of the universe. It's called Hermeticism. Hermeticism is an ancient, philosophical, and spiritual tradition that originated in Egypt around the 1st or 2nd century AD. It is based on the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, a legendary figure who was said to be the messenger of the gods and the source of all knowledge. Hermes Trismegistus wrote several texts that outlined the principles of Hermeticism, which are also known as the 7 Hermetic Principles. These principles describe the nature of reality and how we can use our mind to influence it. Hermeticism has influenced many esoteric and occult movements throughout history, such as alchemy, astrology, magic, Kabbalah, Rosicrucianism, Freemasonry, and Theosophy. It has also inspired many famous thinkers, artists, and leaders, such as Leonardo da Vinci, Isaac Newton, William Blake, Napoleon Bonaparte, and Carl Jung. Today, Hermeticism is still relevant and popular among those who seek spiritual enlightenment and personal growth. In this video, I will explain each of the 7 Hermetic principles in simple terms and show you how you can apply them to your life. By understanding and practicing these principles, you will be able to tap into the power of your mind and create your own reality. You will also discover the hidden connections between yourself and the universe, and how you can use them to your advantage. The first Hermetic principle is the principle of mentalism. It states that the all is mind, the universe is mental. What does this mean? It means that everything that exists is a manifestation of a single universal mind or consciousness. This mind is also known as the all, the one, the source, or God. Everything that we perceive as physical reality is actually a mental projection of this mind. This principle implies that our own mind is a part of the all and has the same creative power. We can use our mind to shape our reality according to our thoughts and beliefs. Whatever we think and feel becomes our experience. This is why it is so important to be aware of our mental state and choose positive thoughts over negative ones. One way to understand this principle is to think of quantum physics. Quantum physics is a branch of science that studies the nature of matter and energy at the smallest level. It has shown that reality is not fixed or objective, but rather depends on the observer and their expectations. For example, light can behave as either a wave or a particle, depending on how we measure it. This suggests that reality is not something out there, but something in here, in our mind. Another way to illustrate this principle is to consider the phenomenon of self-fulfilling prophecies, or placebo effect. A self-fulfilling prophecy is when our belief about something makes it happen. For example, if we believe that we are going to fail a test, we might study less or perform poorly on purpose, thus making our belief come true. A placebo effect is when our belief about something makes us feel better or worse without any physical cause. For example, if we believe that a sugar pill is a medicine, we might feel less pain or more energy after taking it. These examples show how powerful our mind is and how it can affect our reality. By applying the principle of mentalism, we can use our mind to create positive outcomes for ourselves and others. The second Hermetic principle is the principle of correspondence. It states that, as above, so below. As within, so without. What does this mean? It means that there is a correspondence or similarity between different levels of existence. The macrocosm, the large, reflects the microcosm, the small, and vice versa. The outer world mirrors the inner world, and vice versa. This principle reveals that everything is connected and interrelated in a harmonious way. There are patterns and laws that govern all aspects of reality, from the physical to the spiritual. By understanding these patterns and laws, we can understand ourselves and our place in the universe. A simple way to understand this principle is to think of a mirror. A mirror reflects back to you what you show to it. If you smile at the mirror, it smiles back at you. If you frown at the mirror, it frowns back at you. The same thing happens with the universe. The universe reflects back to you what you project to it. If you project positive thoughts, feelings, and actions, you receive positive outcomes. If you project negative thoughts, feelings, and actions, you receive negative outcomes. This principle applies across all scales and domains of life. For example, your health is a reflection of your thoughts and emotions about your body. Your relationships are a reflection of your thoughts and emotions about yourself and others. Your career is a reflection of your thoughts and emotions about your work and purpose. Let me give you a personal example of how this principle works. A few years ago, I was unhappy with my job. I felt stuck, bored, and unfulfilled. I complained a lot about my boss, my colleagues, and my tasks. I dreaded going to work every day. As a result, I attracted more problems at work, such as conflicts, mistakes, and delays. I also noticed that my personal life was suffering. I had low energy, poor health, and strained relationships. One day, I decided to change my attitude. I realized that I was responsible for creating my reality with my thoughts and emotions. I decided to focus on the positive aspects of my job, such as the opportunity to learn new skills, the flexibility of my schedule, and the impact of my work on others. I also decided to express gratitude for my job every day. I thanked my boss for his guidance, my colleagues for their support, and my tasks for their challenge. As soon as I changed my inner world, my outer world changed too. I started to enjoy my work more, and my performance improved. I received more recognition, feedback, and opportunities from my boss and colleagues. I also noticed that my personal life improved. I had more energy, better health, and happier relationships. This is just one example of how the principle of correspondence works. You can apply this principle to any area of your life that you want to improve or change. The key is to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your desired outcome. The principle of vibration states that nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. Everything in the universe, from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, is in a constant state of motion and energy. And this energy vibrates at different rates or frequencies, depending on its nature and state. What does this mean for you? It means that you are also a vibrating being with your own unique frequency. Your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions all affect your vibration, and your vibration affects your reality. You attract what you are in harmony with and repel what you are not. This is the basis of the law of attraction, which is a manifestation of the principle of vibration. When you vibrate at a high frequency, you are in alignment with joy, love, abundance, and peace. When you vibrate at a low frequency, you are in alignment with fear, anger, lack, and conflict. One way to raise your vibration is to practice gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful emotion that shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. It also opens your heart to receive more blessings from the universe. Try this simple exercise. Every morning, write down 3 things that you are grateful for. They can be big or small, as long as they make you feel good. Then, throughout the day, whenever you encounter something that makes you happy or grateful, say, "Thank you," silently or out loud. Notice how this changes your mood and energy. The principle of polarity states that everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. For example, hot and cold, light and dark, good and evil, love and hate. These are not separate things, but different aspects of the same thing. They are opposite ends of the same spectrum. What does this mean for you? It means that you have the power to change your perception of any situation or circumstance by shifting your polarity. You can choose to see the positive or the negative side of anything. You can choose to love or hate anything. You can choose to be happy or sad in any moment. The value of this principle is that it allows you to find balance between the extremes and tap into the full spectrum of possibilities. For example, if you are feeling sad, you can acknowledge that sadness is a natural emotion that has its purpose and value. But you can also choose to see the other side of sadness, joy. You can remember a time when you were happy or do something that makes you happy. You can also realize that sadness is not permanent. It will pass and give way to joy again. One way to apply this principle is to practice acceptance. Acceptance is a state of mind that allows you to embrace whatever is happening in your life without resistance or judgment. It does not mean that you agree with or like everything. It just means that you acknowledge it as it is. By doing so, you free yourself from suffering and open yourself to learning and growth. Try this simple exercise. Whenever you encounter a challenge or problem in your life, say, "I accept this," silently or out loud. Then ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? How can I use this for my benefit? Notice how this changes your attitude and perspective. The principle of rhythm states that everything in the universe moves in a rhythmic motion. There is a natural ebb and flow, a pendulum swing, to everything that exists. Nothing stays at rest or in one state forever. We can see this principle at work in many aspects of life. For example, we experience cycles of moods, productivity, energy, and creativity. Sometimes we feel happy, motivated, energetic, and inspired. Other times we feel sad, lazy, tired, and bored. These are natural fluctuations that we cannot avoid or control. We can also observe this principle in the seasons of the year, the phases of the moon, the tides of the ocean, and the rise and fall of civilizations. Everything has its time of growth and decay, expansion and contraction, creation and destruction. How can we use this principle to improve our lives? The key is to go with the flow, not against it. When we are in a downtrend, we should not resist or despair. We should accept that this is a natural part of life and use it as an opportunity to rest, reflect, learn, and prepare for the next uptrend. When we are in an uptrend, we should not get complacent or overconfident. We should make the most of it by taking action, creating value, expressing gratitude, and enjoying the fruits of our labor. The principle of cause and effect states that nothing happens by chance. Every effect has a cause, and every cause has an effect. Everything that happens in the universe is the result of a chain of causes and effects that can be traced back to the source. This principle applies to all levels of existence: spiritual, mental, and physical. On the spiritual level, our thoughts and beliefs create our reality. On the mental level, our attitudes and emotions influence our actions. On the physical level, our actions produce our results. One way to illustrate this principle is by examining the butterfly effect. This is the idea that a small change in one part of a system can have a large impact on another part of the system. For example, a butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil can cause a tornado in Texas. This shows how everything is interconnected and interdependent in the universe. The principle of cause and effect also applies to your habits and outcomes. Your habits are the repeated actions that you perform every day, consciously or unconsciously. They are the causes of your outcomes, which are the results that you achieve or experience in your life. For example, if you have a habit of exercising regularly, you might have an outcome of being fit and healthy. Conversely, if you have a habit of smoking cigarettes, you might have an outcome of being sick and unhealthy. The good news is that knowing the principle of cause and effect empowers you to take charge of your life. You can realize that you are not a victim of circumstances, but a creator of them. You can choose to act in ways that align with your spiritual purpose, generate positive thoughts and emotions, and cultivate healthy habits. By doing so, you can create positive effects in your life and in the world. What do you think of when you hear the word gender? Do you think of biological sex, social roles, personal identity, or something else? Gender is a complex and controversial topic in our society, but it is also a universal principle that applies to everyone and everything. The principle of gender states that everything has both masculine and feminine aspects or modalities. The masculine and feminine energies are two modes of expression that apply to our thoughts and behaviors, as well as our emotions and feelings. The masculine energy is active, assertive, logical, rational, analytical, and goal-oriented. The feminine energy is passive, receptive, intuitive, creative, emotional, and process-oriented. These energies are not opposites, but complementary. They work together to create harmony and balance in ourselves and in the world. They are like the two sides of a coin, or the two poles of a magnet. They are also like the yin and yang energies in Eastern philosophy, which represent the dynamic interplay of all phenomena. The yin energy is feminine, dark, cold, soft, inward, and downward. The yang energy is masculine, light, hot, hard, outward, and upward. The yin and yang energies are constantly changing and influencing each other. They are never static or separate, but always in motion and in relation. The principle of gender teaches us that we need to balance the yin and yang energies within ourselves and in our relationships with others. We need to embrace both the masculine and feminine aspects of our being, and not suppress or deny either one. We need to integrate both the logic and intuition, the analysis and creativity, the action and reflection, the ambition and nurturing. By doing so, we can achieve a state of wholeness and harmony that allows us to express our true potential and purpose. We can also enhance our communication and connection with others who may have different levels of masculine and feminine energies. We can appreciate the diversity and richness of life that comes from the interplay of gender. By now, you should understand the 7 Hermetic Principles and how they can impact your life. Apply them in your daily life and see how your reality changes.